Good morning and welcome to episode 141 of the We Are Yarn podcast. Greatly delayed.
I'm going down to the drugstore, buy a big old skein of yarn. I'm gonna knit me a kitten, even if you don't give a darn.
Hey, okay, so my name's Amanda. I'm your hostess, of course, and this is not my craft room. So I was back in there a couple of times, but maybe even just the one time. However, all my stuff was up here, so we're going with the study look today, complete with the Very Hungry Caterpillar that I made for my son's birthday party back in, September. This caterpillar is getting smaller instead of bigger. Anyway, so let's, you don't care about that. Let's talk about some knitting. First off, I do want to apologize. I was on a much more regular schedule, and then something happened next week. I was supposed to record and I wasn't able to, and then the next week I recorded, but I never was able to sit down and edit it because of family sicknesses. And then I went on vacation. I had a staycation, and man, I wasn't feeling it, and I didn't want to give you something I wasn't feeling, And then I've been trying to study to make myself a smarter person. So, just hadn't happened. But here I am right now. Since I had my staycation, I did quite a bit of knitting. I am wearing today my ZuZu's Petals. I'm pretty certain this is the pattern that started the whole Shawl KAL hybrid craze. I knitted this several years ago. I can tell you how long ago. While I'm talking, I'll look it up because I'm sitting right here in front of my computer. I knit this. Oh, I was even podcasting when I knitted it. In 2014, out of some Freya hand paints, sport weight, and it's very lovely. This is the Moab colorway from the orange, gradiates into the pretty blue. I kind of wish I'd put the blue nearest my face, but that's okay. And I never wear it, so I thought maybe if I wear it on the podcast and kind of get a feel for how it feels, I'll wear it more often. But I don't think I will because it's kind of high. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I have now been inspired to maybe follow this same pattern design type thing with some silky, drapey, lace weighty kind of at a looser gauge, and then maybe change up, do some different lace down here at the bottom so that this drapes better. I don't know. We'll talk about all that later. Okay, so announcements. Announcements. First off, I want to say, get ready for March. Sassy Pants Knitter, abbreviated SPK, on the Ravelry boards. Caffeinated Crafting, formerly known as Caffeinated Knitting, and myself will be co-hosting in March a green-along, because March is St. Patrick's Day, and we gotta knit our greens. We gotta get our green on. So for the month of March, be ready, green-along. I'm sure I'll find some fabulous prize to give away. So yeah, let's do that. I'm having a knit-along right now. You want to talk about that? It's the Oceanbound by Melanie Berg. And this is being co-hosted with Sassy Pants Knitter. And this is what it looks like on the pattern. And guys, when I recorded, I told you I'd recorded once already and then didn't get it edited. I thought I just lost all of my needles, but I hadn't. I was only like down here. I had made it not very far. Well, I made it through 2 lace repeats. I'm pretty certain I was either near the 3rd lace repeat No. Yeah, I think I was back here somewhere. Maybe just past that second lace repeat. So this is Manos del Uruguay, Alegria, in the Atlantico colorway. My lace sections are the Color Wheel yarn, who is dying again, yay! The Color Wheel yarn, her BFL sock base, BFL nylon base, and Morning Mist is the name of that. And then Oceanbound is the pattern. So it has this fabulous theme of Atlantico, the Atlantic Ocean. Morning Mist, sort of the gray, because my husband and I got stuck on the beach in Hilton Head in the rain. So this is how my souvenir knit is working up. And I have made it all the way up here. Do you see all that? I even, when I recorded and didn't get it edited, I put in my little dangly-do bit right there. And that's from Whimsy Stitches. I have knit, oh my goodness, since you've seen me last, 1, 2, 3 lace stripes. I very near completed this garter stitch section. I have one more lace stripe, one more garter section, and then the lace at the end, and I'm done. It is the 10th of February. I have 18 more days. I think I can do it. So, that's that. How are you doing on your Oceanbound? Let's see. Do we have anybody completed it yet? Somebody's posted in the finish line, guys. Oh, the good dear Linda has posted her finished object. I do not have it with me to show you, but up for grabs is a skein of Solo Silk from Brooks Farm that has been marinating in my stash for many, many years. And it's very beautiful. It's blue and green. It's 50% wool, 50% silk. I think they call it a sport weight, maybe. And it has something like 350, 400 yards on it. It's very lovely. But right now, as of this moment, Linda's going to be winning it. So hop on over to the We Are Yarn board forum on Ravelry. Get your Oceanbound in. Okay. That's that. You've seen that. You've seen that. I left my notebook in the back from the last time I recorded, so I'm kind of writing things down as I go. So we've talked about our green along and our Oceanbound. You want to see what else I've cast on? My whip. I very, very rarely will see a pattern and get so super excited about it, I want to cast it on right now. Okay, wait. Take that back. I see patterns and get super excited about them and want to cast them on right now, but I don't, because I usually have other things going, too many things on the needles, I don't have time, I don't have the yarn, I can't decide which yarn I want to use, and I don't end up casting on. That is Miss Toes, my polydactyl kitty. Hey girl. Hey curly girl. She's the only other girl in the house with me, and we gotta stick together. So, this is the first time this has happened to me, really, where I've seen a pattern. It's a brand new pattern, and I usually wait on new patterns to let some people knit it, get the kinks worked out, see what people think about it. This pattern was released. I said, I have yarn I can knit that with, and the next day I cast it on. And guys, it is a super challenging knit, but I'm having, the more I work through it, the easier it's getting. And I'm sure you've seen it. Rhapsody in Cables by Joji Locatelli. Okay, so if you've been watching me a while, you know I know how to knit cables. But cables and I really don't get along. It slows me down. I don't feel a rhythm of knitting when I'm knitting cables. Unless it's just like one little twist in a sock that I'm not having to follow a pattern. If I miss a twist, the next row, I just go ahead and do it. I don't drop, I don't have to keep up. This has cables and lace. Coffee, as always. Cables and lace. The lace parts I zoom through. The cables were slowing me way down, and in how much I knitted on this, which isn't much, my hands got sore. I am cabling without a cable needle. So you start off, it is a pay-for pattern. Maybe I shouldn't give away the secret sauce, but you can kind of tell. It has a very unique construction, and step 1, I understood. Step 2, I was like, okay. Step 3, she completely lost me. I'm gonna have to actually have the pieces in front of me to understand what's going on. Let me go check on him. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm glad I checked. Okay, so back to my Rhapsody and cables. Rhapsody and cables, Hohi Locatelli. The yarn I'm using, are you interested to know? The yarn I'm using is Stash, because that's what I'm doing lately. That has been stashed away for many moons. This is some 220 Superwash. This is the very lovingly named color, 1926. I think it's like oatmeal or something like that. Yeah. I was gonna make a hoodie, cardigan out of it, but you know, I'm not, you guys know what I'm into right now. Cardigans, not it. And I bought it so long ago that I'm not ever gonna make that hoodie. I'm not. It's beautiful, I'm still in love with it, but I'm never gonna make it. So this is how far I've gotten. So you provisionally cast on. There's a cable here, cable business here, more cable business there, then more cable business, and then you do some lace, and then you repeat that same thing. And so it's knitted side to side, and I have started the increases for the neck, so it goes here. So see, that's all I've done. I say that's all I've done. This is a lot for me when it comes to cable action. And I think it's going to be really pretty. And it looks like when I stand up and hold it up to me, the length of it, it should be appropriate with leggings, maybe. If not leggings, very definitely some skinny jeans and my boots, and it's going to be awesome. And there's no way I'm going to finish it this season. Nope, not going to happen. Because I have to, it's getting easier. Like they say, practice makes better, right? And so the more I do it, my hands aren't hurting as much. I'm getting more into the groove of doing those cables, but it's still, I still have to focus on it a little bit. And I'm sure by the time I get to step 3 or 4 or whatever, I'll just be able to pop it out, no problem. You want to see a close-up of the cables though? You want me to zoom in? You want me to up in your face? Those are my cables. And my lace. Isn't it pretty though? She just, Hohi has such an eye, and all of her designs are just so beautiful. But I did have to go find my highlighter tape. So my trick, this is my trick. I'll show you a little bit, I won't show you the whole thing. So my trick, this is part of the chart, right? And my highlighter tape. Actually, let's show you the other side. So what I do is I print it out, and because you know highlighter tape a lot of times will, for me at least, maybe I got cheap highlighter tape, I don't know, but just on paper that I printed, it'll rip up the ink. I don't know if that's a problem with my printer. I don't know if that's a problem with the highlighter tape. I don't know. But what I do is I get packing tape and cover my chart in packing tape, and then the tape pulls right up, and I turn the end over so that it's not sticky on one end, so that there's a place where I can easily pull it up. And that's how I use my highlighter tape. I know I've seen people put their patterns into sheet protectors and use it that way, but I just go ahead and make my sheet sort of laminated. Anyway. So there's that. It's riding along in my, this is just like, my mama gave money to the Nature Conservancy and they sent her this. She was like, here. And I love it. It's fabulous. For my knitting that, I don't know why I didn't want to put it in a bag. I wanted to put it in this thing. And it's fabulous. So those are my 2 works in progress. I spun. Oh, can I just pick up the camera and show it to you? Can I do that? Let me show you. Back in, I don't know, October, I started spinning this lovely fiber. This is merino silk blend, maybe? I'm sorry, I'm leaning out of frame. Here, you can keep looking at that while I grab it. Alright, so this is Knitting in Color. It is merino bamboo blend in the frozen solid colorway. This is something that I was just perusing Etsy many years ago, at least 2-3 years ago, and she had 2 4-ounce braids of it, and I had to have it, and so I bought it. This blue. Isn't it pretty? Okay, now here comes. Here it is. So that's it on my bobbin. I've gotten quite a bit of it spun. I have made more than 2 passes on my bobbin. This is my Majcraft Pioneer. I made more than 2 passes on my bobbin just in the last week. As I'm studying, I have some videos that I have been watching, and I put my notes over here to my right and my wheel in front of me, and I sit and spin, and when he says something I feel like I need to write down, I write it down. So that's how I've gotten so much done. This was originally going to be for another Joji Locatelli pattern. It's a fingering weight pattern. It's the Japan sleeves. I still want to make the Japan sleeves. However, the more I think about this, I was going to also spin up some gray alpaca. And stripe. If you're not familiar with it, it's a striped, kind of dolmanish sleeved sweater with lace down, a lace detail down the sleeves in your solid color, and then you stripe it with some kind of contrasting. This was going to be my contrasting. The gray was going to be my solid for the lace, and then the other stripes. But the more I think about it, the less in love I am with that combination. So I have, after I get done with this, I have another 4 ounces. I am not, yeah, I think I am going to go ahead and spin up the other 4 ounces and then ply these together. So I have 8 ounces of this spun, so that if I want to put it into a sweater or some really big project, I can. But I have a lot of this kind of color. I don't know. The one thing that surprised me is that I didn't realize it had these little, come on, it has these green specks in it. See that green right there? And it really, when you're spinning it, those green sections, they stand out, man. Stand out. And it surprised me. And maybe that's, let me put this back in its bag. That right there may be one of the reasons why I'm hesitant to use it with that gray, because before I recognized that green was in it, I thought it was going to be fabulous with the gray, but I think that green, I don't know if it, I don't know. So, Oceanbound, that. I was making some boot toppers, like I made for my sister-in-law. It's too little. It came out way too small. This may end up, I don't know, I may tuck the ends in and put it around my water bottle or something. I don't know. It didn't work out. I'm going to have to work on that again. Let's talk about things that I'm thinking about knitting. Things I'm thinking about knitting. So that's needle adjacent, isn't it? Isn't that what we call those things? Adjacent. Future projects. So when I'm getting dressed, okay, let's back up even further. We're all Pinterest junkies here, right? When I'm looking at Pinterest and it's showing me, and I'm looking at fashion type things, I'm always drawn to these outfits where the girls they always look sleek and put together, right? But then they're wearing statement necklaces. And I have wanted so badly to buy a statement necklace. But I'm in a store, I'm looking at, 15 different statement necklaces. They're all different colors, but I don't want to, I'm afraid that this is a fad. This is a trend that's going to go out. I know it's been around a while, several years. So it's probably on its way out now. I tend to pick up on fashion trends at the tail end of them. I can't help it. I finally decide that, hey, I could probably actually pull that off. I don't know why I have been thinking I can't. So I'm standing there looking at statement necklaces, paralysis by analysis. I don't know what color. I don't want to buy more than just one. So do I want to, black and white or just white, gold or silver? I should probably do silver because I wear more silver, but I like the ones that have gold in it. So I just don't buy. And instead, I wear my shawlettes, like scarf style. And that kind of takes the place of the statement necklaces that I wish I could be wearing anyway. But a lot of them that I have are fairly big. And also, none of them are red. And I've really wanted to wear a red pop of color. So, I have pulled out of my stash. When I start working on this, I'm going to start saying these episodes were sponsored by, because I have this bijou spun from Bijou Basin. This is the Shangri-La. It's 50% yak, 50% silk. I have 400 yards. It's only 2 ounces, and it is the softest, most beautiful thing I've ever held. And I love the red. It is the perfect red. The perfect red. And they sent this to me as a sample, not a sample, as a donation to the podcast so many years ago. I did go ahead and do a giveaway back then. They sent one for me, one for you guys. That one was given away. It was blue. And I have been wanting to knit this so I can actually talk about it and how fabulous it is for a long time. And now is the time. And I just want to again thank Bijou Basin for sending it to me and providing me with years of paralysis by analysis, waiting on the perfect pattern to come. The perfect time, the perfect pattern. I've had the perfect pattern forever. In fact, since 2010. It is 2017, guys. I have knit this once before. I knitted out of handspun for my mother-in-law because she was amazing after the passing of my father, and I wanted to do something to really thank her. And she is a handcrafter as well. Not knitting or spinning or anything, but she used to be a potter. She understands the magnitude of a hand spun, hand knit item. So I spun yarn specifically for that project and knit this in 2 weeks. So it's going to be a fast knit. I've knit it before. I'm familiar with it. I think it can happen quickly. And that is the Oslo Walk Shawl by Susanna I.C. I know I've had this since 2010 because this is the 2010 issue of Interweave Knits. So that's what it looks like. Here's an extreme close-up. The pattern does call for beads. When I made it for my mother-in-law, did not include beads because she is not a beady kind of woman. Since this is taking the place of what would be a statement necklace, I have considered adding beads. It looks like I don't know how many rows have beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 rows have beads. You start from the bottom up. This is a bottom up type dealio. And in Susanna I.C. style, you cast on 60 blue billion stitches, bottom up, you do your lace, and then there are short rows to shape it from there. No, you know what? I probably won't do beads. You put the beads on, well, you do it looks like lace row, bead row, lace row, bead row, lace row, bead row. You put on your beads while you're purling back. No, it's going to be beadless. I think this silk will have enough beautiful drape all on its own. It doesn't need my help. It doesn't need bead help. It already has enough sheen to it. It doesn't need bead help. Besides, I don't want to go buy beads. Okay, so that, as soon as I finish my Oceanbound, that's getting cast on. And I'm going to try from now on to be much more mindful about the shawls I make, because I cleaned out my closet during staycation. Tried to. I took everything out of my closet and it like expanded while it was out of the closet, and I couldn't get it all back in. So my shawls are getting moved back to the craft room. And I have a lot of shawls, and a lot of them are variegated. And I tend to buy patterned shirts. So variegated shawls, you know, it's like putting a pattern with a pattern. You don't want to do it. I don't know. Or is that a thing? Do you do that now? Or was that another fad? I don't know. So I'm trying to be much more mindful and think about the shawls that I knit, and what I will actually wear it with. Does that make sense? So that was the Oslo Walk by Susanna I.C. that I want to make. Forgot to put my pattern in that. Okay, so that. For the green along in March, I have a couple of skeins of yarn I'm considering. I can't decide if I want to do a hat or a shawl, or a scowly kind of thing. I'm still kind of thinking about what I want to do for my green in March, but I have 18 days. Okay, finally, acquisitions. So during my staycation, there was a trunk show at my local yarn shop, the Hook and Needle. The fabulous Natasha of the Unplanned Peacock. Natasha or Natalie? Natasha, I think. It's an N name. I'm horrible with names. She gives you these fabulous bags if you see her in person. Isn't that fabulous? Unplanned Peacock. If you purchase something with purchase. And I was going in with my lovely friends, and I was like, no variegated, no variegated, no variegated, no variegated, no variegated, no variegated. And the first thing I saw that I fell in love with was, of course, variegated and sport weight. At least it's not fingering. But this is labeled as Icy Rainbow, of course, Unplanned Peacock. This is her super wash sport weight. You get 328 yards. Icy Rainbow. Yeah, it fabulous? I love it. Love it. And it's still sitting up here at my desk because I am considering, I don't have a project that's easily transportable at the time. I'm considering winding this up and casting on my first pair of sport weight socks, because I think it'll be fabulous on my feet. I didn't write down spinning. I think that's it, guys. I think we have covered it all. This is going to be I think after I splice everything together, that this is going to be a very long podcast. So, in an effort to not ramble on forever at the end of my episode like I usually do, I'm going to bid you adieu. I love you guys very much. I hope your crafting is going wonderfully. You guys, remember, right now, Linda is winning that Skeena Brooks farm. Get those Oceanbounds knocked out. And post your pictures in the thread by February 28th to be safe. But, yeah, I'll probably be closing that thread. You know, I'm kind of loosey-goosey. I'll probably close it the next time I record after the 28th. So the 28th, definitely be safe. Sometime very shortly thereafter if you are a last minute kind of girl or boy. And with that, I will hopefully see you very soon. Take care, guys. You're fabulous. See you later.
I just can't wait to finish. I got the kitten in blues. No, I just can't wait to finish. That's why I got those kitten in blues.